What do you think? All right, you guys. Well, hey, happy Tuesday. Happy February 11th. Like, what a trip. I feel like February is flying by. But I'm excited. Tonight, we're going to talk about Emerald and all the beautiful facets of Emerald and how simple it is to get to Emerald. So I've got super simple slides, you guys. I am the biggest simpleton when it comes to structuring my business and like telling people how to do it, right? I have 4 kids. I've been doing this for 12 years. I've had to make it work in my life. I also teach group fitness. I run a nutrition practice, like all the balls, right? You guys are probably like, yep, you might work full time. Like this business can totally be done your way, but you're probably trying to figure out, well, you know what? I need to figure out how to get to that next level and I need to get beyond that level. And here's something that we're going to break down and talk about exactly how to do that and how you can do it over and over and over again and hit Emerald. So if you're brand new, you guys, welcome. I am Taryn Perry. I love teaching on this topic, sharing on this topic. And so I've got some beautiful slides for you guys. Told you I am totally simple when it comes to this. Let me get this little guy over the side. Can everybody see that okay? And if you're hopping on, you guys don't mind just making sure that you mute yourself. That would be fantastic. And hold please. Of course, my, why does it want to go? I want to get back to my screen. Hold on. Hopefully you guys can still see that. I don't want it to not share anymore. Okay, there we go. Oh, whatever. All right. So let's talk about Emerald. You guys, it is pretty simple. It is one of the most fantastic milestones as a new coach to achieve. All right. So this is something that should be a goal when you're starting out as a coach. Even if you're just kind of like, I want to help a couple people. I wouldn't mind getting my Shakeology covered. This is a really great milestone to go for, because if you're going to invite people into being a part of your challenge group, your community, or whatever you're going to call it, why not include them into this coach community, this coach network that we have? Because the truth of the matter is, when people are introduced to this business as a coach, or they get into their first challenge group as a coach, guess what? That label just kind of ups the ante a little bit with accountability. So when you do that and you talk to them about, hey, you know what? Just come in, be a coach. It doesn't change the enrollment process or the cost associated with it. In fact, you actually can save money down the road, but you know what? You're going to get incredible results, because I'll tell you, I became a coach for the extra accountability. I knew that if I had this like attachment to a title, whether I knew what it meant or not, or even had an ambition to be still here 12 years later, because I seriously did not. I just wanted to prove that P90X didn't work. I wanted to prove those success stories that you saw on the infomercials were fitness models, right? So I'm like, I'll go all in as a coach because I'm all for a deal. And back then our deals were showcase packs. So, that's kind of neat. And they were definitely not $140 or $160 challenge packs, right? So it was a little bit different, but I knew I was going to be that much more vested in the process if I became a coach. So that's what I tell people when I talk about this business. And come on, do this with me. And why not consider being a coach? I'm not going to pressure you to be a coach. That's not how I roll, but I know your accountability is going to level up a little bit. And now you're not going to want to waste the investment, both financially and time-wise, because you're this coach. And that's the extra little kind of, friendly pressure that you're going to put on yourself, right? So what does an Emerald coach physically look like? That's you being active, okay? And we know that being on a 50 product volume or more is considered active, right? So naturally, if you're on Home Direct for Shakeology, the performance line, if you're hopping on, you can mute yourself. That would be amazing. I think I got you. Anything that keeps you active every single month, 50 product volumes or more. And I always recommend be on Home Direct, you guys. That is how you'll level up your business. And I'll break that down in a little bit, okay? But you're active, right? And then you encourage 2 people. And I'm going to talk about who those 2 people could be, because the options are endless, okay? And I'm going to invite you guys later on that are seasoned or maybe have different ideas to share, and you guys can open up the chat box anytime and talk about who your first 2 coaches were, because when you guys are talking, other people are going to start generating ideas on who those 2 people can be for them, okay? But here's the one thing I want to tell you. Do not overcomplicate this process, okay? So this is just a kind of logistical vision to understand what Emerald is. You being active, right? So there you are, you're the CEO of your business right up here in the green, and then you have an active coach on your left and an active coach on your right. Very simple, binary compensation plan, you guys, very simple stuff. And we're not going to go into the compensation plan. That's not the goal of tonight. But I highly encourage you guys to go through the compensation training to understand how your income changes as an Emerald coach and above, okay? You bring 2 people on board that are getting ready to start bar. They're ready to start the work, the prep. They're amped about Joel's new 10 rounds, right? That's going to be coming out next month. You get them started with a challenge pack and you invite them to consider being a coach, because that's going to level up their game. It's going to enhance their accountability. They're going to be able to be included in a higher level of commitment by being a part of your exclusive coach community, whether it is your team page or your upline's team page or whatever it might be, okay? So you get 2 people that are in your life, and I'm going to talk about who those 2 people could be to get involved, and boom, you're Emerald. And if you get that done in the next 24 hours, what's Tuesday, you will see that rank advancement for Thursday's payout. So I want to challenge you guys that are sitting there on the brink. Maybe you have 1 coach. I want you guys to write down right now on your notebook that you have, I will be Emerald by 11:59 Eastern time on Wednesday night. So when that minute rolls to the next on Thursday, you wake up as an Emerald coach. Do not limit yourself, you guys. It is such an easy process that anybody can get there, okay? And come on. Why is it not working? Let's get this party rolling. I can't get to my next screen. Here we go. There we go. All right. Couple perks of Emerald. Obviously, recognition. That is one of our core vital behaviors, is recognition. Everybody likes to be recognized. And how cool is it when you see your name splashed around on Instagram stories or in your team page or wherever it might be, that you hit a pretty significant milestone. And other people outside of Beachbody don't really know what it means, but they're going to be like, oh, that's pretty cool, right? Like, everybody loves recognition, and being able to be recognized as hitting a pretty significant milestone within 24 hours of being a coach, within 2 years of being a coach, I don't care how long it takes, or re-engaging as an Emerald coach, it's a big thing and it's worth being recognized for, okay? You start to open up another category of income, okay? And again, I'm not gonna go into the finer details of it, but I encourage you guys, go back into your back office and go into the compensation training and really study that team cycle bonus, right? So if we look back at that image where you had you and then your left and right coach, right? If those coaches happen to really get the bug and want to get out there and talk to people about this whole community, this culture that you've created, and they start encouraging people to participate in the next challenge group that you're running, whether it's 10 rounds, the work, the prep, bar, whatever it might be, or just 21-day fix. I mean, there's no, rules, right? And they start inviting people, and they're getting people to enroll with Beachbody On Demand. They're getting people to try Energize. They're getting people to buy challenge packs. That volume is being created on, let's say, your left leg is going to cycle and roll up to you as that team cycle bonus, assuming your right leg is duplicating the same, right? So that team cycle bonus, as an Emerald coach, you get $14 per cycle. So you have to have 200 TV on the left and 100, I don't know why I'm having a hard time spitting it out, on one leg and then the other. So it doesn't matter if it's your left or your right leg, okay? And if somebody's on chat and can write it all out, I know I'm a visual person and it helps make more sense, but then again, like, I wanted these slides to be super simplified. But the team cycle bonus, you can cycle a lot during the week if you have people that are as excited and doing the same things and duplicating the process over and over and over again. That $14 cycle can actually become pretty substantial every single week. And you could get to the point where you cap out at $250 a week in that category, right? So it's pretty fascinating as you start to duplicate, as you create that culture and that movement of people that you say, you know what, go get 3 people to do this with us. Come on, let's go. Who are they? Let's talk to them. Let's get them into this culture. Like, let's have them be a part of this energy and this movement that we're creating. It's all about how we portray it instead of fearing talking and selling somebody on what we do. All right. So team cycle bonus, again, you guys are going to go to the compensation training and find out really what that means and how you can level up and continue to think emerald, meaning you continue to bring 2 coaches into your business as often as you can, every week, every month, whatever speed that you're at. That's going to build that volume that is going to increase that team cycle bonus paycheck after paycheck. And then naturally, you guys, you're going to start seeing rank advancements. You're going to start seeing that pop to emerald or to ruby, because now you're teaching 2 of your coaches to get to emerald themselves, right? And then they're doing that. And it's this trickle down effect, right? That happens. And you may be in a position in your organization that you see volume that's starting to be dumped underneath you from someone in your upline, right? And you're like, whoa, what is this person here? Do I have any, are they my coach now? Like, no, but anything they do, you get to benefit from if you get to emerald. Okay. So that's second perk. Third perk, Beachbody leads. These are pretty rad because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if anyone has Sirius or XM radio, I heard Carl on it yesterday, like 3 times. So Carl is doing this massive media blitz about Beachbody. I'm here in Seattle, and he's got a big old before and after on the side of one of our metro buses. There's billboards in, I believe in Iowa. I don't know which part of Iowa, but he's picking states right now and they're testing these big marketing blitzes. And what's happening is as people start to go, oh, wait, I know that program, or oh, man, those results, that's incredible. You guys, how many times have you seen Weight Watchers all over the place on massive billboards? Well, now we're seeing Beachbody results, right? We're seeing our people up there showing their before and afters and talking about the Beachbody products. And that brand recognition is now becoming a household name. And so what happens is when these people come in to Beachbody that aren't connected to a coach, they go into the lead wheel. All right. And there's a couple things that happen in that lead wheel. As an emerald coach, you're hitting success club. So let's just kind of set the baseline, right? Emerald coach, again, you're active yourself, 50 product volume points, and you have 2 active coaches, one on your left and one on your right. And if you're helping 3 people get started with the challenge pack, so you're hitting success club 5, you're opening the doors for leads, people that are coming in to maybe try the free membership, that are trying Beachbody on demand. Maybe they just wanted to try Energize, just a quarterly Beachbody on demand membership. You get that person in your business. That's your opportunity to make a connection with them that you wouldn't have otherwise had you not be at this point in your business, right? And then if you are hitting Success Club 10 at a minimum every single month as an Emerald coach and you hit all the requirements, and you guys go check the back office. I think it was 45, 4588 or something. I have it written on my notes. For some reason, it won't let me flip before it'll make me stop sharing my screen. Go check the FAQs for the leads. I really want to encourage you guys. This isn't a training necessarily of all the deep dive into it. It's really just kind of a bird's eye view of the potential behind Emerald, because I want you guys to vest yourself and go and learn and find out where to get this information, because you're going to have coaches in your organization that are going to ask you these same things. So I'm the type that wants to get you excited about the potential and then encourage you to go do your homework and learn it yourself, because everybody learns differently, right? But getting those leads and having access to people that are buying Shakeology that you're going to get the future commission on, or you're going to get their future challenge or their success club point, because they're on a retention plan now because they may be connected to you. You invited them into your challenge group. Chris has a killer. You guys, if you're getting coach leads, if anyone's getting coach leads, like drop it in the comments and celebrate yourself and share what you learned, or share maybe a great connection, or if you were a coach lead and became a coach, talk about that, you guys. People need to know that, because that's how you could find your next coach. somebody that is already in the organ or that has come into the community looking for that fit. They need that community. They need that person to kind of hold their hand and help them out to get to that next level, to get those results, right? So those leads are coming into your organization. You get to go into your back office and say, oh, look, I have 3 new leads this week or in the last 2 days, right? And as these media campaigns, these marketing blitzes start to take off and Carl sees that, hey, oh my gosh, people are coming in a little faster than they used to. Well, guess what? Those leads are going into the little lottery system and are going to go distribute out to Emerald and above coaches that hit the requirement, because Carl wants to give us leads to those coaches that are showing that they're vested in the process. They're vested in the community. They're vested in the results themselves. They're being a product of the product. They're talking about, they're inviting people, you know? And so have that be something that you strive for. You know, they're not a dead ringer. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it and be like, they're going to be your ticket to diamond or your ticket to making millions. Like, come on, guys. But it's just having a lead is pretty sweet. So I don't want to discount that. Okay. So let's go back and talk about who is person 1 on your left or your right. And it doesn't matter. And everybody has a totally different system and recommendation on how to run your business. Because a lot of times it really depends on maybe where you fall in your organization. You could be placed on, say, Chris's outside strong leg. So you may already have a leg that is just powerful and just collecting volume like crazy. And until you get to Emerald, you don't get to tap in on that, right? You still, yes, need to have your coach on the right and one on the left, right? To be able to get to Emerald, but you might spend more time on that inside leg, which could be your weak leg, right? And so who could that person be? Who is that leg that you want to control? We call it a controlled business center, right? So that might be a spouse. So for me, I run myself and my spouse's account. My husband is very much involved because that is the rules and regulations. They actually need to know that you signed them up as a coach. And if they were reached out to by a customer, they need to be able to be like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So I run the business though, and he's here and he understands every facet of my business. But that is a controlled business center in my household, right? So go research what the U+2 is, because you want to make sure that if you have multiple adults in your household, that you're not signing them all up under one credit card, because you get U+2. All right. So go read what that is. But your controlled business center could be your spouse. It could be your sister, your cousin. It could be a grandparent. They have to be alive and they have to be functioning. You guys, seriously, like it's kind of laughable, but some people have signed up their pets. Don't do that, right? Like have integrity when you're doing this, right? Because you're not going to go and like flip the switch to making millions by just signing on 2 people. You're not. So be smart about it, because you're going to be teaching other people how to do this. So that controlled business center is one that you can effectively feel comfortable monitoring if you need, right? And again, I'll use the example that I have my spouse, and then I got him to Rank Advance that helped our business collectively grow, right? So that could be an example. And again, I'm not checking the chat box, but if anybody else has other ideas or shared who their first coach was, and I'm also going to bring something up too about that, because I will say I would reserve that controlled business center until you're going to Rank Advance, because don't do what I did, because I didn't know. I didn't have an upline that taught me anything. I just learned on my own and I had to figure it out. So what I did, I enrolled myself, and my husband was all jazzed about it, like totally down, I'll do P90X with you. We both had great results. And I signed him up literally 5 minutes later. And you know what? That did nothing for my business, because it was just me and him. So I was paying 2 business service fees for nothing. I wasn't an Emerald. I wasn't anything. So my point is, do not enroll that controlled business center, that spouse or family member that is willing to be that, help you out, or maybe wants to be a part of it. Don't sign them up until you have somebody else that's going to be there and it's going to help you Rank Advance. Because again, you don't want to waste spending your coach business fee and your spouse's or whoever it is with nothing to show for it, right? And if you are signing up a mom or a dad or an aunt or an uncle or cousin, you got to get them to take ownership of it as well. Again, you don't want to just be putting it on your credit card and having to run it and just like, you know, just don't. And again, you guys read the policies and procedures because they're really kind of running a tight ship on that. You want to make sure that you're building your business with integrity and you're building it per the rules and regulations so it doesn't backfire on you. There's a lot of, you know, ways that people try and backdoor. It's not worth it. Okay. Person two, your left or your right leg, because you, again, your strong and your weak leg is going to be different than mine. It's going to be different than Chris's. It's going to be different than Z's. It's going to be different than Sarah's. I mean, it's just everybody's organization is different. So that's somebody that is on what we call your dirt list. Okay. That might be like your best friend, somebody that would do anything for you. Right. And that is calling up like, hey girl, listen, I'm diving in head first. I know that there's some calling I have for this business, not only because I need this community, I need this outlet, but I want you to be a part of it with me. I feel like we do things better when we do it together. Would you do this with me? Or I want you to do this with me. And you know what? They're probably gonna be like, dude, totally. Yeah. I've heard you talk about Shakeology, or I know my best friend's aunts, you know, cousins on it, and they talk about it and they've had great results. Yeah, let's do it. And maybe they just want to kind of sit on a discount, or they're just willing to help you out for the month. They consume the product and you find somebody else that will replace them because maybe they don't want to sit around for too long. They don't necessarily want to be a coach, but they're willing to help you out. That is your ride or die. That's your dirt list. Somebody that you could buy dirt from, or that would buy dirt from you, right? Like basically you want to be that person that you could sell an empty brown paper bag to, you know, like because they just believe in you. And then you lead with authenticity and integrity that they're like, anything you do, I'm in, you know, like I like to feel that that's what people are drawn to me, because I speak to honesty. I don't sugarcoat anything. And I don't like paint this picture of all these falsifications of what is going to be when they become coaches. Like I'm going to tell them it's going to take work. You want to make $500 a month? Awesome. Let's do it. It's not going to happen overnight. You might get it in your first month, but guess what? Unless you're going to rinse and repeat that type of effort, then it might, you know, it probably won't happen every single month until you start getting some legs on your business and you start teaching that to other people that you bring into the organization. All right. So those are just two categories. Again, go back to the first slide. Your controlled business center could be your weak leg. That would be a spouse's account. That would be somebody that you can quote unquote control, that lives in your household and falls within that you plus two. Okay. And go figure out what you plus two means. All right. That second one is your dirt list coach, your discount coach, somebody that is going to consume the product, but maybe not really even want to do the business, or maybe they'll refer people to you. All right. So that could be your second coach. And you guys, that could happen in less than 12 hours. Like if you put your mind to it and you strip back all the fear and judgment and limits that you put on yourself right this second, like, I can't do that in 12 hours. Are you kidding me? I got to go to bed in like 2. Great. You got 2 hours. Get it done in 2. You know, especially if you have somebody in your household that will do that, or you have a girlfriend that you can call up, or a good buddy, or a college roommate, or somebody that played basketball with you, or somebody that just is so sick and tired of being sick and tired that you are going to tell them you got the solution because you're close enough. Now, I wouldn't say go and start like blanketing everybody on Facebook they haven't talked to in 10 years, because that kind of might like, you know, set a couple of the alarms off. But go and like the people that are closest to you and just ask them to be a part of it. They're going to want to do this. And I don't know what happened to the slide, you guys. I think I picked the wrong slide to screen share, to be honest. So here's the assignment, all right? Because this is going to wrap right up. I know that there's been a heap of comments that have been flooding the chat box, which I haven't paid attention because then I'm like a squirrel. Here's your assignment. I want you in this chat box, because I'm going to go and go back and scroll, because I do want to open it up if anybody has any questions. Like I said, you guys, this was fast and furious. I wanted you to get the goods and move on and go do the work, right? And your assignment is, you're going to state right now in the chat box, if you're on here live, who your 2 coaches are going to be to get you to Emerald, okay? I want you to message your personally sponsored coach, your upline coach, or whoever your leader is that is helping you and mentoring you in the business. I want you to go and text them right now. Go text them right now. And like, oh, my phone better light up if you guys are on the phone, on the call. I want you to text them right now and tell them who those 2 coaches are that you are going to have as part of your organization, as part of your family, that you're starting to open up this community and this culture that you want to breed for yourself, for your future, right? Who are those 2 people going to be? maybe they're going to be 4. I mean, you might go and tell 5 people about it and they all might be stoked because they just saw that bus drive by. If they're in Seattle, they saw that bus drive by with that before and after. And they're like, dude, you're doing that? Let's do it. That was just like my sign. I knew I had to do it. And how funny you just asked me about it. Or they're in Iowa and they saw a big ass banner or a billboard and you told them about it, right? And they saw that and it's all the stars were lining. So I want you to oh, look who I got, Brittany. Good job, girl. I want you guys to text your upline and tell them who that is. You guys put some ownership behind it, put some energy behind it, and believe in yourself. Emerald is not that hard unless you make it hard. All right. And if you have been Emerald in the past and you lost it, big effing deal. I'll keep this family friendly. Big deal. Go back and go talk to people. If you're coming, I have a lot of people that are looking back into this business that were coaches years ago and just kind of lost their joy for it. Maybe weren't a part of weren't really like a part of a team that they felt like was their energy and their vibe or really aligned with who they were. And they're looking to come back now because you know what? There's always a time and a place that just makes sense for some people, right? Like get them invited, get them to see that this can be something for them again, right? So that is your assignment. I want you guys to be commenting in the chat box, telling people who your 2 people are. If you hit Emerald today, I want you to brag on yourself. And when you do get to Emerald before Thursday, I want you guys to be bragging on yourself. And I want you to tell your coach, and I want your coach to brag on you. And if you don't have a coach who's going to brag on you, message me and I will shout you from the rooftops. I love being able to recognize people, and I don't care if they're on my team or not, because we are all collective, part of one giant team. We're all on the same page. We are all on the same mission. It's not a competition about how many emeralds that I can produce in a month over Chris, right? Or Z or Mariah. Like, no, it's about like, sweet, Chris popped 5 emeralds in a month. That is money. Like, I want to know who those people are so I can brag on them, right? Like, that's a cool thing. And that's what I want you guys to do. And when you see somebody else, share about it, talk about it, you know, even if you don't know who they are, right? Congratulate them. That energy is contagious, right? Because people are going to see that and they're going to go, hey, you just talked about this person. And now, oh, this person just rank advanced and this person just lost 20 pounds. Like, what are you guys doing? Maybe you don't even know who they are, but those people don't know. They don't know, you know, like, just think a little bit outside of the box. And most importantly, don't overcomplicate it. All right. That's what I have for you guys. Is there any questions that you guys have? Cannot sign cousins or friends, double check the rules. Okay, sorry. I know I missed a lot. Thank you, Chris. U+2 change to parents or children. All the more reason, you guys, make sure you understand all of the policies and procedures. I mean, like, I don't know anyone that's read the whole thing, like front to back. Chris may have. But when you are looking to advance your business and it's pretty significant, know the rules, okay? You cannot enroll your pets. It sounds like it can only be parents or children, but just know the rules.
Right. Somebody pointed out, hey, what about spouses? Yeah, obviously spouses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know what? I did a lot of talking in there. So I tried to answer most of the questions in the chat. So I think that, you know, it might take you a while to get through there to answer all that. But you know what? I will add a couple of things, or one thing that I just recently started doing. And it's so funny how for me at least, in stages, I've been doing this 11 years and I'm still reaching different stages of, okay, you know what, I'll do that. And so, you know, in the beginning or at one point, you know, one of the things that we tell ourselves and other people when we're teaching is don't say no for someone, right? When you're talking to about inviting them to become a coach or to buy a challenge pack or something like that, and you look at them and you're like, oh, you know what? They're super CrossFitters, or they're super in shape, or they're super out of shape, or they don't have any money, or all of these other things. And so you're telling yourself, this is why I'm not going to invite them, right? So you're saying no for them before you actually give them the chance to say no for themselves. So, I mean, I learned that pretty soon, but one of the things that I've just recently learned as far as being intentional and not saying no for people about how serious they are about the business is for not saying no for people about being serious about the business. Like I signed a guy last month. I shared it in the 2020 group if you were there. And so, you know, his name's Greg, and I don't think he's on the call right now, but, you know, he got himself set up for success and then immediately signed up 2 family members because I approached him. I was like, look, how serious are you about this business? And he's like, 10 out of 10. I'm a 10 out of 10. I was like, okay, cool. Then you know what? You need to sign family members at the very top of your organization. That way you control accounts at the very top of your organization. And he's like, okay, done. You know, and then he makes Success Club. And so then I'm like, okay, you know what? I know you've been a coach for about 8 days. Let's talk about Summit. I know you live in Canada, but this summer you're going to Louisiana. And he's like, okay, done. Bought his plane ticket, you know, and just signed a guy named Robert. Same thing. How serious are you about this business? I'm so serious. You can't believe how serious I am. Cool. All right. Then you need to sign 2 family members. Now I tell them, I'm telling them, look, that means you're tripling your investment. Okay. So you got to legit be serious, because I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff. I can't afford all this other stuff. But the thing about that also is if you're serious about the business, right? And you sign, say mom and dad, okay, because you're single or whatever, and that's just simple. You sign mom and dad. So then the next week or next month, you sign Bill and Ted, right? And so you put them on opposite sides, and you don't need any more Shakeology. You don't need that stuff that mom and dad have on Home Direct. So you let mom and dad go inactive, right? So Bill and Ted are still there. So now you're still Emerald because Bill and Ted are rocking on, you know, got you at Emerald. And then the other coaches, you know, those other 2 coaches spots, they're inactive. But if Bill is like, dude, totally can't afford my Shakeology this month, then you know what? That's cool. Mom's over there on this other side. Mom needs a refresh. So now mom goes active. Bill, you know, he goes over to San Dimas High to hang out outside behind the cafeteria and smoke pot. And mom stays active. And you're still Emerald. So there you go. That's the thing. Just because you're controlling 2 accounts doesn't mean you got 3 bags of Shakeology coming to your house every month.
Sorry, I finally got to my notes. I was just making sure that I didn't miss anything. You guys, all really, really great conversations that are being had, and I'm getting a chuckle out of a lot of them. Alicia, how long do you have to put in those final orders to make sure your rank stays active by the last Wednesday of the month? I believe it's a 5-week cycle. So keep an eye on it, because we are on a, excuse me, we are on a leap month. We're in a leap year. So you just kind of want to make sure your monitor, if they are on Home Direct, it shouldn't be a big deal. But if you don't know that they are going to cancel, then just check in with them. You know, like the best thing you can do for your business is know your people. And you always, always, always want to treat your coaches, whether they're hobby coaches, discount coaches, or like full-time hustlers, as challengers. They need to maintain the results. They need to continue to be improving themselves. So you should know if they're going to fall out. But I believe it's 5 weeks, right, Chris? You're the numbers guy. I think it's,
yeah. So I think she was asking though, like about what is the business, you know, when do they have time? So the end of business week is Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Central, right? Or midnight Eastern. So, you know, that's when rank changes. That's when people go inactive. So like if you're looking in the back office and it says red inactive, that means if their order doesn't ship out or isn't placed by 11 p.m. Central on a Wednesday night, then they're going to go inactive. If you're trying to earn your Success Club points, then it needs to be by 11 p.m. Central, the last day of the month, or you're not going to make Success Club. And like Taryn's saying, you know, if somebody is active or on Home Direct or whatever, it gets that 50 points. That's what you need to be active. Then that's a 5-week deal. And that actually takes me to the other point where, let's say you are serious about this business and you sign mom and dad up. Okay, so you got Shakeology and you sign mom and dad up with challenge packs, because that's smart. So like right now you get free pumpkin spice even, right? So, but let's say you sign mom and dad up with, they both get refresh challenge packs. And so you sign mom and dad up with refresh challenge packs with the triple combo Shakeology. So now you've got 2 boxes of Shakeology of all these different kind of flavors, but then the next month, maybe you have them get creatine and a box of protein bars or something, because you only need 50 points to have an active account. You need 90 points on Home Direct for Success Club, but you need 50 points to be active. So some people mistakenly think, oh, you know what, if I don't have Shakeology, then I'm not going to be active. Now, if you don't have Shakeology, you're not going to make Success Club probably, and you're not actually serious about the business, but that's a whole different call. But, you know, it doesn't, you know, your mom or dad doesn't have to be ordering Shakeology for them to be active. So Brittany's talking about price. And so if we're talking about a business standpoint, and we don't, you know, we don't want this call to take forever, but, and I'll let somebody else jump in here too. But so the thing about price objections, it's mindset. It's all freaking mindset. You know, when somebody looks at this and they're like, oh my gosh, dude, so you're telling me if I sign up as a coach, that it's I'm gonna have to pay 16 bucks a month, and then I'm gonna have to pay $99 a month for Shakeology. So that's like 116 bucks or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, that's what you'll be paying. But why is it that if you're coming into this planning on making it a business and planning on working the business, how come you're coming into this looking at it as how much is this going to cost me instead of how much can I earn, right? I literally pay for my house with Beachbody. And it's because I didn't come into this going, what? $16 a month, $99 a month. That's insane. Who can afford that, right? You're automatic. If you're coming into this business going, how much is this going to cost me? Then you got the wrong mindset. It needs to be, okay, how much can I earn? And you know, that's what I talk to about people like that. And I tell people, look, the expectation, the goal is that we're going to earn enough money for you to pay for your stuff in the very first month, right? Because if you're serious about the business, you're coming in, you're making Success Club. That means 3 challenge packs. That's 150 bucks in commission that pays for your stuff and then some. So when I tell people, look, we're coming in, you come in, we're going to bust our ass. And, you know, you're either going to, you know, do it or you won't. That's completely up to you. Whether you succeed or fail in this business, 100% up to you. You got 30, you know, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you decide it's not for you, then you can turn around and send it all back. Nobody ever does, but maybe you'll be the first. Okay, I'm finished talking.
I mean, you guys, we can go on and on and on. All these are awesome questions, but hey, how about you guys, you hopefully drew the line in the sand. You texted your personally sponsored coach. I got 4 text messages, you guys. So that's pretty money. I'm impressed. Thanks, Brittany, Mandy, Carla, and I have one more sitting in there. You guys message, I mean it. If you guys really are going to propel your business, then tell somebody that you're going to do it and really believe that you will. Get those invitations out. Don't overthink it and just do it. You guys, you can hit Emerald before Thursday cycle rolls through, because you can hit Emerald every single week. And when I say every week, keeping yourself Emerald and bringing in new coaches every single week is going to grow that team cycle bonus income potential. That is just going to, like, my income on my residual, my team cycle bonus is so much greater than my retail commissions. Your business will start to shift as you start shifting your mindset. Like Chris said, with the cost and any objections you guys get, you guys just be confident in it. You're starting a business for 160 bucks, for God's sake, you know, like, let them see how powerful that is, and that they're going to be a part of this really huge movement that's shifting as we're getting into these big media blitzes. All right. So, I'll make sure the recording gets passed around. So ask your leader if you need to re-listen to something, but you guys, a lot of this information is in your back office. Understand the logistics to it, and also talk to your coach about the best strategy when enrolling your 2 coaches to make sure that you can maximize your volume in the best way that you can. All right. So don't do it alone. If you're confused, don't, you know, there's always time to change it, but get their guidance because they're there to help you guys. So thanks you guys for being on. This was amazing. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you guys next week. All right. See ya.